One of the things that I think is kind of ugly about this KIS service program, but I think is still necessary despite how ugly it may seem, is that doing service is like such a great thing to have on your college applications. It's like doing a sport or winning awards. Volunteering will come with the assumption that maybe you're a caring person. We don't know that.
What people think is the bad thing about service is that many like students at KIS start off doing volunteer just for their college apps. And I think that there's really nothing wrong with that, because I've seen several people, even in our program, who have started off at first by like just volunteering because they wanted something in their college app. But as years pass and they get to teach more often, they sort of fall in love with service. Then I see some students doing like 3 service programs, even when they started only doing 1, and I could sort of see the passion inside them.
Kind of the ugly is, at least for me, initially when I began, the reflection program where you have to like write up a reflection after you go serve. For me, initially, I was like, oh, do I have to do this like every single time I go to serve? I didn't really see the necessity of that. But I think now, like 2 years later, I realized that if I don't fill out the reflection, really, I just don't think much about it and how I can improve, especially as a teacher. And because the reflection form asks, like, so what was your impact today, and how can you improve, and what skills did you apply from your classes? I think that really lets me think critically about what I did and how I can serve the community better. I think without that, I wouldn't be thinking about it as much. So it is the ugly, but only initially.
I guess the bad can be like students might not be motivated at first with the like mission of service, like truly like saving the world, or talking about the general one and things like that at first. But I think definitely, even if they jump into the program just wanting something on their resume or something, as they continue on with the service, you can definitely learn much more than that, and your perspective changes and your ideas change. And I think that's kind of like the beauty of our service program, because you can grow as a service person, I guess.
The bad thing is that once you join service, there's so many things that you'd like to change about the way a system works. There's so many legal problems when it comes to healthcare, welfare benefits, in terms of housing, education. There's so many problems that you face, and you kind of sympathize with it because now you've built a personal connection to the vulnerable population that you're serving, right? So I guess the part of it that kind of, is bad, if you'd call it that, is the fact that you'll be seeing so many problems in society that you would have never had to see had you not served others. I guess that's a double-bladed sword.
The good thing about this Seoul Orphanage program is that I get to have many people in KIS from 8th grade to 12th grade experience the importance of service, and also be able to empathize with the students and learn how they can do many other things rather than just teaching students to sort of give back what we have, such as knowledge, or it could be sometimes monetary things.
I think the good is that there are a lot of different programs. So based on where you live or who you want to serve. For example, I saw there are other programs where you don't teach English, but where you just kind of play with the young kids. Or my service program is in Gangnam because I live in Seoul, but there are programs in Suji and Bundang, so it's really accessible to anybody who goes to our school, I think.
For the good, I guess it definitely is an important experience for all people to have. And I think it's really good that our service program is really have been developing fast over the years, that we get to experience this at a young age, because there are some adults who've never had these kind of service experiences before, and I think there's a lot that can be learned through this program, and it's very involved, and you can definitely like find your place, and there are lots of options too.
As expected, I guess, it eventually became a way for me to care for others. The work that I do, I feel more emotionally connected to it, with like just being able to go out there, to finally go out there and interact with the people that you're helping is so helpful, just internally for me. And I guess it helps me like realize that there is a lot of purpose in what I do. It makes me feel a lot better about like what I do in school and things like that.
The good in it is that you're helping somebody else and you're helping someone, I guess. Well, as like a part of the community, like the KIS community, I feel like that I'm very like privileged in a sense. But once you're kind of serving others, you understand the extent and the magnitude of the privilege that you have. I think the truth of it is that, at least for me, it's that it helps you as a person. Obviously, I could talk about like altruism and how we need to help others, but at the end of the day, I think that's the good in it. But the truth in it is that it will help you get to a point where you're able to sympathize with other people and empathize with other people, especially if they've grown up and faced different situations or environments compared to what you've lived in. The fact that like I was able to like kind of have exposure to those situations is something that service holds, and I feel like that's the truth behind service.
Of course, I love the program itself, and especially the like how we focus on commitment, and then how we focus on sustainability, because that is what really changes the service experience for a person. That you go over an extended period, and then you learn things on your way. But then the program itself, I feel like it's just, I love it. Mm-hmm.